Hi, it's Leisha and Joel from the data team at Precision Sourcing. Today we were going to talk to you about why we think the contingent recruitment sourcing strategy is broken or breaking, really, to be less.
Yeah, so something that I'm really passionate about, there's a blog written alongside this video that we're going to be talking about on this video. The sooner we can get away from seeing recruitment as recruitment and moving it towards a project-based consulting style project that is time-based, there's a clear cost attached to it, and there's milestones throughout it, it's going to create a better experience for all the stakeholders involved. And just to be clear, contingent recruitment is very focused on the permanent side is what we're talking here, not a contract. So the three stakeholders we've got are
us, recruiters.
Recruiters, candidates. Yeah, and clients, right?
Yeah, and clients for us are the people that pay for candidates, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the first one for me is the hiring process at the end. There's so much pressure on it in permanent recruitment at the moment because the whole agency fee is attached to the hiring decision right at the end. So there's so much analysis being done at that point that's not just being done on is this the right candidate, but the whole fee is in the back of the mind, and that causes people to...
Internal bias.
Yeah, internal bias, and can create delays.
Yeah, definitely. Portals as well, I think that takes the human element out of it. So not always, but it can do. And creates delays.
Yeah.
Which isn't... Basically what we want is a good candidate experience. Everybody wants that, right? You want your brand to be recognised and branded properly. And these are the things that can offer roadblocks to that.
Correct. And then obviously if you engage multiple agencies at one time, it's a race to sending CVs. It's not spending 5 days scanning the market, speaking to 100 people, meeting 10, sending the best 3 and hiring the best person. It's who can get as many CVs over as quickly as possible so that the recruiter can move on to the next thing as quick as possible.
Right.
And that's what's happening in 1 in 5 roles are being filled by recruiters at the moment, all right? And that's just a terrible experience for everybody. Recruiters want to spend time on where they know they're going to make money, and that's why some of these options we're about to lay out for you might work for that. Totally.
So what's the first option you would suggest, or we can talk about here?
So one, nice and quick, retained models. It's nothing new. The client pays for an initial fee up front, pays then another fee perhaps at a CV stage or interview stage, and then pays the rest of the fee once the candidate has been found.
Right, like a project.
Yeah. People say, well, what if I'm not going to find the right candidate and I've outlaid some money? Well, first of all, you haven't outlaid a lot of money. Second of all, you're much more likely, 98-99% sure you're going to fill it because the recruiter won't take on a retained role unless they're sure, and you're not going to spend 4 months with 4 agencies wasting time on the contingent model.
Easy. Second option was more bespoke.
Yeah, this is one you came up with, right, where the client didn't have as much money.
Yeah, so startup really didn't have a massive budget, in fact a very small budget, and there was no way they'd be able to entertain using another recruiter for that particular... they didn't have enough budget to use a recruiter, basically. So what we did was we laid out a digital marketing plan for them. We gave them access to, I guess we shortlisted the first part of the recruitment model for them. They had an internal person, an internal talent acquisition, so they were clearly able to do all the interview stages themselves and to close the correct candidate. We literally just sourced the right candidates for them, put them in front of them, and then we were out of the process. So instead of a 20 grand fee, it was 10% of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Much cheaper.
Then there was another client who had a really bad experience with another agency around guarantee periods. So they paid a smaller fee up front on the placement, no guarantee period, so no replacement, and then they paid the rest of the fee when that person had completed the 3 months in the role.
So completely risk averse for them.
Correct. We've done deposits recently.
Yeah. So really. Are you asking me if I have?
No, I'm saying we have,
yeah. We have done those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done deposits. That's a good way around it as well. So again, risk averse for you as a client and as a candidate really as well if you're in that process with a recruiter. But for us, we get paid for the time that we put in. You're paying for a service and you know that you're going to get a decent service and the best person for the job at the right time, the right price. Everybody's happy.
And the best thing about deposit, if it all goes completely wrong, you get the money back, right? So it's to close, what we're trying to say is that every single recruitment process, like every project that anyone's running out there in the business world, should be bespoke. It should be specific to that role, specific to that client, and you should choose the recruiter who you know is going to deliver on the result that you want. You shouldn't be racing to the finish.
Absolutely.
Now, doesn't mean that contingent roles aren't right for some situations, but for a lot, it's broken.
Absolutely. So get in touch if you've got any kind of recruitment questions, or you want to talk about recruitment as a project as opposed to a contingent model. We can build something to suit you.